Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to fix this Yamaha stereo double cassette deck KX-W262. I've actually had this deck for years, but I almost never use it. I decided to get it out and use it for a video. I was using this thing and suddenly it was trying to eat tapes, or trying to unravel the tapes. I'll try to show you what's happening right now. Okay, so I'm focused on the tape, and I'll hit play and we'll see if it does it. There it is. Did you see that little wheel right there? Doesn't really want to move. Okay, it's starting to do it a little bit. Maybe you can see inside that tape, but there's a bunch of tape right in there, and that's not supposed to be there. That is supposed to be, wrapped around. So basically what's happening is the tape is being moved across the head down here, but this little guy right here isn't moving at the right speed to kind of roll it up as it's moving along down there. So we need to take this thing apart and see why that's happening. So here we are inside. What we've got here is each tape module per se. This one does not record, but this one does. This is the module we're interested in getting out, so we're going to start working on that. First we got to disconnect this little cable right here. I think what we got to do is get underneath it with a little screwdriver like this. Force it out that way. Okay, there's that. Now we got to get this bracket off. There's a few Phillips head screws here. Then we've got a little push pin insert thingy right here. Don't want to lose that. There's one on the other side as well. Okay, let's lift this out. And we've got two more screws that hold this to the bottom. Now I think we can lift this out. Okay. We have one more connector under here. And there is our Deck A tape module. Now there's one thing I really like about working on newer stuff. Well, I mean this is 30 years old now, but look at the Marantz. Basically stuff comes out in modules like this, and there's like wire harnesses inside like you saw, and things can just come apart a little bit more easily. So I'm thinking whatever drives these is probably seeing some kind of resistance, because these move pretty easily with just my finger. I think we need to remove this little black trim piece right here. So let's do that real quick. Take a look at this. This moves very freely, and this moves very freely also. The way this gear works is it's going to shift over to this side to drive this gear, and then it'll shift over to this side to drive this gear. And if I engage this gear, I can already feel quite a bit of resistance, and I don't think that's from the little drive right here. I think it's from this black gear right here. It is absolutely covered in black goop stuff, and I think I know why that is. Let's go back inside the tape deck real quick. I want to show you what I think happened. So on this tape deck we have a tape counter right here, very standard. And that tape counter is belt driven. You can see right here, this is what drives the tape counter. A little belt coming and spinning that. Watch, as I spin it, I can make the numbers change. Where is that belt? That belt is nowhere to be found in here, but I did find remnants of it earlier. I kid you not. This is what's left of this belt. I will take this screwdriver and kind of move it through right here. You can see, like, it's a paste. That is not a belt anymore. And I think this counter was driven by a belt coming off of this module on this pulley right here. You can see where there's a little spot for a belt to run along this white plastic pulley here. And I think the belt broke because I saw, its remnants on this gear. That's what this little black smudge is right here in the gear track. And then this poor thing in the middle is just covered in it. And it can barely move. And it appears that we can get this out by undoing these two little clips right here. And this should just pop right out. So 30-year-old plastic, wish me luck. This was clearly meant to help assembly, not disassembly. Hey, I got it. Sweet. Okay, let's see. Does this even move? Ooh, that is hard to move. So, and yeah, see, like, look, it's getting my fingers all dirty. You can see, like, between this black face right here and this white right here, it's basically completely filled with goop, or I think it's disintegrated belt. And yeah, look, this isn't even a black gear. Like, this is a white gear. It's black on this side because that's all belt. I'm gonna figure out how to clean this. I need to clean it with something that dissolves this rubber but does not dissolve plastic. So what ended up working is brake cleaner, and got this thing cleaned up pretty okay. Still get a little bit of resistance when you move it, but it's not nearly what it was before. It's probably a proper amount, actually, if there's supposed to be any at all. Then taking sticky notes and just kind of shoving them in here to get right inside, because I don't really know how to pop this wheel off. I feel like if I tried, I'd just break this entire plastic piece. This is something where if you break this plastic piece, you're not going to have much luck. But, like, you know, here's an earlier sheet. I just kind of shoved it in the crack and picked up all that black stuff on the edge. So I think this is about ready to go back in. We have to clean this out too, because there's a nice big black smudge where the wheel was spinning right there. Get a Q-tip and some brake cleaner and take care of that. Okay, I'm gonna put it back together. Cue the time lapse. I know how to trick this thing into running, so I know that if I just kind of push up on this thing, when I hit play, it'll go. And as we can see, that head is spinning. Now let's hit the direction button. It's a little noisy, but I guess we can look at that later. I don't know. Let's try the tape. It's quiet with the tape in, so that's good. There it is. Working great. So now it's time for the bonus round, because this side actually doesn't work. Watch this. So as you can see, if I hit play, it kind of tries to fast forward or something. It'll rewind, it'll fast forward, but it won't play. And you don't hear it making all those noises you heard this one make. It's just in review. When we hit the play button, we get all that noise. So let's see if we can see this from the back real quick. If we zoom in on deck A right here, if I hit play, you can see that white gear rotate. Now if we go over to deck B, we see that same white gear in there, but now let's hit play here. You know, things are happening, things are moving, but like, it sounds like something's getting stuck and it's not letting that, whatever needs to catch that white gear, catch, if you will. So I'm going to pull this one out too and see if we see anything. Did you see that? See, now it's working. Why? See that? Now it's doing its job. I do not know why that's working now. I'll take it. I will take it. Because I don't really plan on using deck B anyways. It seems to be working just fine now. If I had to guess what just happened, I would guess that maybe this connector on top here, maybe it was loose. Maybe I should check the solder joints on this board or something. So that was fun. I don't think you really need to see me put this back together, but that is how you fix a Yamaha cassette deck from the 90s that is behaving that way. Maybe the belt broke, and maybe it got all clogged up in the tape head thingy. Not an expert on tape decks, obviously, but this wasn't too bad. The only replacement part we really need here is a belt for the tape counter. It's kind of nice having a tape counter, especially if you're going to be making a mixed tape. So I may consider ordering a replacement, or I'll just leave it as is and live with it. That I don't have another failure point, I guess. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching me fumble through this and getting this working again. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and I will see you in the next one.